Hi there, 8th graders. Lesson 51, negative exponents, scientific notation for small numbers. Understanding the law of exponents for negative exponents. So, when you have x to the negative n power, you can write that as 1 over x to the n. Now, that is just basically trying to get rid of this negative. When we have a negative, we move it to the bottom and it becomes positive. Okay? Now, simplify expressions involving negative exponents. Use negative exponents to write very small numbers in scientific notation. At this point, you can do your power up. We're going to move on. Then problem solving under the power up. Alright, we subtract the exponent when dividing exponents expressed that have the same base. So we have x to the 5th divided by x to the 3rd. What we actually do here is subtract our exponents, which then should get us x to the 2nd. Okay, we're going to subtract exponents here, and we're going to end up with negative 2. Well, that can also be wrote as 1 over x to the 2nd. I got rid of this negative exponent by moving it to the denominator. The law of exponents to find the product negative exponents. So you have x to the negative n equals 1 over x to the n. Which of the following does not equal 10 to the negative 3rd? Well, if you recall what I just said, to get rid of that negative exponent, we're going to move to the bottom. So we have that one. So that's not it. We multiply 1 times 10 times 10 times 10. So 1 over 10 times 10 times 10 equals 1,000. Gone. We write this as a decimal, we're going to get this one. Gone. This is the correct answer. A negative exponent does not mean you have a negative number. Solve each missing exponent. So, that top one, we're going to add them together. We're going to end up getting 10 to the negative 6. Here we're going to subtract them. Now, remember your adding by the opposite. So this becomes plus. The opposite of this is plus. So we end up with 2. Alright, simplify each expression. Well, first I want to get rid of this negative exponent. So I'm going to go 1 over 2 to the 3rd. Okay, now I'm going to go 2 to the 3rd. Well, that's 2 times 2 times 2. That must be 8. 1/8. Okay, here, this negative in parentheses. And what you need to remember with these parentheses is it's keeping this negative here. Now, if the negative was held front here, we can't do anything until after we're done. But in this case, it's inside there. So we actually have negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So you're going to get 4 times negative 2, which gives you negative 8. Okay? Here, once again, we are going to add our exponents, because we have like bases. Add negative 2, you're going to end up with 3 to the 0 power. 3 to the 0 power, or anything to the 0 power, is 1. There's your answer. Expressions with negative exponents. Okay, so this one has 2. Alright, combine my x's, well I'm going to add. I'm going to be left with x. Combine my y's, I'm going to get y to the 3rd. plus z. Now, in your book, if I recall, this one I believe is negative. Okay, so you're going to have, when that's negative, you're going to have 2x, because you still have these two. Now when you do these two, you're going to be left with a negative 1, so we're going to bring this to the bottom. This is going to be a z. That would be your answer if you follow the one in the book. Write this number in standard form. Okay? Gotta move it over 3 spots. Since it's negative, I gotta go to the left. 1, 2, 3. There's my answer. Okay, this one we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to write it in scientific notation, which means we need one significant figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get 7 times 10 to the negative 6. So we move the decimal to the right, so when we go to write it in scientific notation, we have to be negative. Go back the other way and write it in standard form. If you go left, it's getting smaller and smaller. All right, compare these two. So, this is realistically 1 to 10 to the 6th down here. This is negative 10. Is this a negative number? No. So we should know that this number is going to be very, very, very small on the positive side of things, but it's still positive. This is a negative number. Positive numbers are always going to be larger than negative numbers. All right, at this point, you do your practice set, and there's your homework. Remember, your practice set is going to be part of your homework.